It's a special edition of the UB Basketball Insider Show from here at the newly redesigned Towne BMW. Coming up on this week's show, we'll look back at a record-setting home victory over Ohio. We'll sit down and talk with men's basketball coach Nate Oates and athletic director Mark Alden. Plus, we'll find out more about the outstanding partnership between Towne BMW and UB Athletics. It's all coming up on this week's UB Basketball Insider.
Basketball fans, on your feet. Here come your Bulls.
Jordan all the way to the hoop. Lines one up with the right hand. Melvin Williams in there to follow and jam it home with two hands. What a dunk by Janathan Williams.
It's about us. It's just our sisterhood, our foxhole, and we don't compare ourselves to anybody else. We're ready to go. We're ready to play anybody tomorrow.
Jumps the pass, gets the steal, gets some contact, no foul, goes back up this time, gets the and one.
It's time to show everybody out there what we build here in Buffalo. Let there be no question who the hardest playing team was, and when we get to the end of this deal tonight.
We're here at the newly redesigned Towne BMW on Main Street, part of the Main Street Auto Campus here in Clarence, with Bulls head coach Nate Oates. I saw you eyeing up that 760 over there. Pretty nice car, huh?
Yeah, I don't even know what's what, but I know it's a little bit out of my price range, I think.
No.
It better go about 200 miles an hour for what
you own this town. There's nothing out of your price range right now.
Yeah, well, I don't know about all that.
Well, fresh off, or at least a couple of days off of the narrow edge of your seat, bite your nails, 47-point win over the Ohio Bobcats. Nate, I felt like you and your team kind of needed a game like that just to be able to relax a little bit. Did you feel like that?
Yeah, it was nice, especially when all threes started dropping. To make 19 threes in a game helps your offensive efficiency out a little bit.
Yeah.
Get some guys going. Javon was great. Our guys were all having fun again. So, yeah, it was nice. Everybody felt like that's what we've been waiting for. So hopefully that propels us on and keeps this thing rolling.
Well, Javon Graves is a particularly interesting part of this story. As you mentioned, a career high, 26 points. He hit 7 of 9 threes. But that success that he had in Wednesday night game started a couple days before that, didn't it?
Yeah, he was great. Really, really good in practice. We practiced Sunday, Monday, going into Tuesday. I thought his practices on Sunday and Monday were real focused, intense, aggressive. I liked his attitude. I liked his effort. And that's the first thing I told our team at halftime. So usually I'll meet with the staff first and then go in, after about 5 minutes. So sometimes I'll go in and say something right away. I went in right away. I just said, look, fellas, if you don't think practice is important, look at Javon right here. He just had the 2 best practices of his life, followed up by this performance. He was 6 for 6 from 3 at the time. I said practice matters. So all you guys, pick your practice up. So hopefully practices are a lot better for everybody from now on.
I would think there's no better example than that. You also got a chance to finally get some guys into the game and get some extended minutes, and Janathan Williams responds with a career-high 13 points and a career-high 8 rebounds, and Rondo Segou, and you got Fagan, and you got Bertram and those guys in. That hasn't happened all that much. I know you've been sort of waiting for that opportunity for those guys.
Yeah, you know what? You think about guys like Brock and Dom. Like those 2 guys, if you look at them, they've got this scouting report down inside and out. Like, I love those 2 kids. And so it's nice to get them minutes in a game when they can play, because even when they don't play, they're still part of us winning. Like, they do a great job on the scouting report. They're up calling the sets out during the game. Like, if you look at the video, and you're there at the games, if you look at those 2, they know that scouting report as well as the assistants know it, and they're really coaching our guys through it. So to get them to playing games, I was really happy. I'm proud of the way that those guys have responded to handling, the situation this year. Everybody liked to play a little bit more, obviously, but they're really good kids.
Yeah, and then kind of a cool moment after the game when this is becoming a regular at Alumni Arena. You're letting Pro Football Hall of Famers hang out in your locker room after the game.
Can we get it? Who else we got left? Andre Reed?
Yeah, we got Bruce Smith, Andre Reed, Marv Levy. We'll get a few more of those guys in.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. It doesn't get any bigger than Jim Kelly in Buffalo, I don't think. So, and he was great with our guys. I mean, you could tell he'd obviously watched some games. He likes his big fellas. Those big guys, I think, protected him for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
His career went a long time, so he was a big fan of Perkins. So that was cool. He got in there, and he just fighting cancers, fought a few times. He kind of explained a little bit of his cancer deal, and he was great to our guy. The video's out there, so
yeah,
kind of explained.
It's definitely a great watch.
Yeah, it was cool.
Well, so because of the way of the nature of the game on the broadcast on ESPN Plus, we had a little time to have a little fun. So one of the ways we had a little fun was popping up this picture that appeared of you, hard-nosed player at Maranatha Baptist University from the late 90s there as a player. We had a little fun with that. You looked then kind of like you do now, intensity to the max.
Yeah, I don't know about that. So one of my buddies, Josh Baker, is my assistant at Romulus. He's my point guard at Maranatha. He sent a group text with, I think it was Edgewood that we were playing in that picture. I didn't know. He's a lot better at that. To the kid, I think I'm actually pretty cool with the other kid that was in that picture. It was kind of cool. It takes you back about 25 years, I think, now. Takes you back some time. I was skinny. I always thought I was a lot bigger and more ripped than that. I think I was kind of skinny back then.
We can all through the pictures, though. That was part of a terrific feature on ESPN.com. That picture was included in that. And I learned something because in my panic to explain the picture, I'm like, what was Maranatha Baptist's nickname? So I did the quick Google search, and that's a super cool nickname, the Sabercats.
Yeah, they changed it now. So how everything got politically correct. When I went there, it was the Crusaders.
Aha.
But I guess the Crusaders were like war. That I guess that's a bad thing. So they've changed it since I left.
Sabercats is pretty cool.
Yeah, Sabercat. Yeah.
Well, that's the time of the year we're at now. You guys are blowing out opponents, and we get to show pictures of you from college and have some fun with it. So keep up the good work. Next opportunity for Nate's team to do another big win comes at home at Alumni Arena on Tuesday night against Akron. Good luck, Nate.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Paul.
Coming up on this special edition of UB Basketball Insider from the Towne BMW Complex, we talk about the basketball success this season with Athletic Director Mark Alna, and we learn about the partnership between Towne BMW and UB Athletics. That's all next on UB Basketball Insider.
Welcome back to UB Basketball Insider. This segment is presented by CEFQ, changing lives every day.
UB Athletic Director Mark Allnut is here at Towne BMW. And before we get into another amazing night at Alumni Arena, Mark, just talk about the importance of a great partnership that UB Athletics has with a place like this here at Towne BMW.
It's a phenomenal partnership to be able to come in here and the commitment they have to UB Athletics and, obviously the visibility both ways, for UB Athletics, but also for Towne BMW. It's a great mutual partnership, and we enjoy the support.
All right, well, speaking of support, another 6,000 plus fans were on hand at Alumni Arena on Tuesday night to see the Bulls roll to a big 47-point victory over Ohio. Another terrific atmosphere, and I think Nate Oates, the players, and I think even the fans kind of welcomed having a game like that. Did you sense that?
It's easy to just kind of kick back my chair, kick my feet up, and just watch the game and not have that stress. But yeah, we've been saying this for a while now, to be able to put together that perfect game like they did on both ends of the court. Obviously defense feeds to offense, and you're making shots, and it's fun. So even from a fan standpoint, when we look at our next game on Friday, to be able to see and witness what they saw, and then be able to just tell the story to others and bring more people to the arena. It's a phenomenal atmosphere, and it's exciting.
Yeah, I think the games have been so tight and so close, which is the nature of college basketball in a good conference like the MAC. There just seemed to be a little bit of an exhale from all the guys.
It definitely was. It really was, and it was good to see us start, the way we started, and to be able to finish too. I mean, the thing I like seeing is being able to bring in our guys, 8 through 12, so to speak, for those guys to come in and get some valuable minutes, because you never know whose time it's going to be and when those guys need to step up. But, yeah, exhale is the choice of words right there. Yeah. Paul, thank you.
Well, not only is Alumni Arena the place where sports fans in Western New York want to hang out to see their 25th ranked Bulls, but you're becoming a regular hangout for Pro Football Hall of Famers. Did you get a chance to meet Jim Kelly at the game?
I did meet Jim Kelly. I mean, Alumni Arena's turning into like the Staples Center in LA.
That's right.
Everyone's coming out there. Everyone wants to see the Bulls and support the Bulls. So
when we start the game broadcast, I got to ask, who are the celebrities that are Vader in the house tonight.
Exactly right. You might see Jack Nicholson run around, at one point in time. But, for Jim Kelly to come to the game and, obviously an icon, Hall of Famer, for him to be at the game and for us to recognize him. And then also, too, the opportunity for, our student athletes to hear his story, after the locker room. And pretty much what he told them is just how proud, not only himself, but Buffalo, the community of Buffalo, how proud they are of this team and how they're supporting this team. So, you have Jim Kelly, you had Thurman Thomas, last month sometime, and you have other folks that are coming too that are really, being part of this great run we're having.
Yeah, well, of course, next chance for everybody to see the Bulls in person comes Tuesday night, Alumni Arena, 7 o'clock tip-off with Akron. But then down the road, we're inching our way towards the MAC tournament in Cleveland, and it's an easy drive. It's a great arena. I want you to tell Bulls fans why they should start making some plans to be there for the MAC tournament.
Well, you said it a couple times already. First of all, it is the competition here in the Mid-American Conference is phenomenal, and there's some great ball games. They're exciting, they're entertaining. So if you're a basketball fan, if you're a Bulls fan, come to Cleveland. And you mentioned too, it's an easy drive. It's an easy drive, 3-hour drive to Cleveland. And more importantly, when you're in downtown Cleveland, in the arena, and what is around the arena, from your choice of hotel, but then also the restaurants, other establishments, it is a pure championship type atmosphere, and I want us to really take over, so to speak, downtown Cleveland, and let's have a lot of blue and white, a lot of UB Bulls fans there supporting our teams.
Yeah, and again, as we come to the close of the regular season, I just want you to think a little bit and reflect on what these last couple of months of basketball have been like for having a men's team in the top 25, having a women's team that's a high-level team in the MAC. Just give me your thoughts on what the last part of this season has been like.
Well, it's been very exciting, and we've talked so much about the men, but when you look at the women in terms of what the women have been able to draw as well, Alumni Arena, we're 50-51 in attendance for women's basketball. I mean, that's phenomenal. So, for us to be in a position to have done what we've done, okay, and again, bring about that excitement, bring about that pride, and have more people talking about UB. Have people, interested in tuning into, the ESPN or the CBS Sports or figuring out this ESPN Plus app and understanding what that's all about. So the past 2 months have been something that, we're going to continue to this great run. And like I said, why not end this in Cleveland with a couple championships?
Yeah, not the end, though. We know that,
exactly right.
We know Cleveland is in the end.
Exactly
It's
right.
the end of this segment. Mark, we thank you. We'll see you around Alumni. We'll see you in Cleveland. A lot of good stuff still to come. Thanks for the time.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. Appreciate it.
Coming up on this special edition of UB Basketball Insider, we discuss the new design and high performance around Towne BMW. And we look back at big-time wins for both men's and women's tennis. UB Basketball Insider continues in a moment.
Welcome back to UB Basketball Insider. This segment is presented by Towne BMW, the official auto partner of UB Athletics.
Well, Monica, here we are in the newly redesigned and incredibly beautiful facility here at Towne BMW. It is so much different than it was before. I know it's all new here. How have you guys gotten comfortable in this place?
Well, we're so happy to have you today, Paul. This has been a really remarkable construction project. So we're excited we finally have a second story. We're excited for spring because we get to show off our brand new space.
Well, as you can see, there's 9 cars here with us on the second floor, which is only part of the amount of cars that are inside here. And let's be honest, you want to be able to have people walk around here when they don't have to wear their coats. Is that one of the biggest bonus factors to this redesign?
Well, what's exciting is we have room for 22 cars indoors. So now with this new second story, we have space for people to come in from the cold. They can look at our vehicles, and we have some special corners of the showroom too, with some really unique products.
I got to ask you this because here we are on the second floor. There's 9 BMWs up here. And my first thought was, how did I get these cars up here? Tell me that behind us there, that's a car elevator.
Well, I was just going to say it's Bavarian magic, but yes, there's a car elevator. We need to make sure the vehicles get up to the second floor.
That is really cool.
And
super
strategically placed in line so it looks like they're driving on the road up here.
Gotcha. No, absolutely. I can see that. So, all right, not the only cool thing here at Towne BMW is the second floor and the car elevator, but so many other things like the private delivery bays and the heated service area. You're taking winter out of the buying experience here, aren't you?
Absolutely. We want it to be fresh and new, but also personalized. So for example, in our delivery space, we have private areas where you learn about the features on your new car. Someone sits with you and shows you the controls. You can kind of take your time learning until you're comfortable with the car. We can meet you again afterwards. BMW calls it an encore delivery, where you just learn the new technology, so you appreciate every feature on your new car. And then it's a little more private. We make it special. We have special things because it's a memory and you're really creating a moment.
Absolutely. When there's cookies involved, there's always
cookies.
Special. Speaking of snacks, you got a nice little customer lounge with the Starbucks coffee. I mean, who needs to actually go to a Starbucks? They can come hang out here, right?
That's right. We find our customers want to make service easy, get back on the road, and they just want a premium quality product quickly. So the Starbucks was a nice touch, and we have our own little store next to that with our lifestyles and accessories boutique, so you can be part of the BMW family without having to own the vehicle too.
Right, and tell us a little bit about the M Lounge while we're talking about the cool places here in town, BMW.
Very exciting. Well, we earned this. We're one of just a small group of dealers to have the M badging on the outside of our building. So not every BMW dealer has earned the qualifications, but what's exciting is we're able to sell more inventory of the high-performance Formula One vehicles that really have their roots in the racing industry, which is where BMW's heart and soul is.
Right, and I know for fans of this show that have watched our Coaches and Cars segment, we always put one of the coaches in the cars with one of your geniuses, right?
That's
another one of the cool parts of the setup here at BMW. Everybody thinks they're a genius. You have legitimate geniuses.
We have legitimate geniuses. Some people want to consider that a little bit of a challenge, so they test the genius, but they're simply here with product knowledge to teach us more about our car, just so we can understand the features and be comfortable. We find people were taking delivery of their new car and missing half of the features when they returned it on trade. So it's nice to take advantage of everything that is included.
Now, one of the reasons we're here is because of the wonderful partnership between the University at Buffalo Athletics and Towne BMW. Why is that important to this particular store and dealership, the association with UB?
Well, we appreciate UB. There's so much alumni in Buffalo. I think the statistics were over 100,000. And then to have students and faculty included too, we appreciate that loyalty. That's what Buffalo is all about, relationships. And it helps that we have matching colors.
I was going to say, the blue connection also works pretty well here too. Well, as the Bulls get closer to March Madness and being one of those teams picked to be special in the tournament, you guys here at Towne BMW have already sort of clinched that special honor. Tell everybody a little bit about this being a center for excellence.
Well, we just got the good news. In fact, for the second year in a row, it's really rare, but it's exciting because we're one of less than 14% of dealers in the United States. There's 250 dealers, and just a select few get this special award. So we're recognized for outstanding customer service, also for product volume, having a display including everything, and we're excited because this is all part of our new facility.
Absolutely, all part of this cool second floor here with the indoor shopping and the heated service bays and the coffee and the M Lounge. You name it. This is a cool place, one of the cooler places in Western New York, and it just so happens to be a place where you can buy a pretty cool car. Monica, thank you for the walk around here, the introductions, the descriptions. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you, and congratulations on a great year to you too.
Thank you.
Coming up, we look back at last week's home wins for both men's and women's tennis. That's next on UB Basketball Insider.
This is UB Basketball Insider, presented by ECMC, the difference between healthcare and true care.
While the basketball seasons may be winding down, the tennis season is just getting started at UB, and the Bulls men's team is coming off a big victory.
I think it was a complete match for us. I'm really happy with the way the guys fought as a group, and from 1 to 6 and 1 to 3 dubs, it was a really concerted effort, and I'm proud of the guys for sure.
I thought the team's performance today was really good. We had a tough weekend last weekend when we went down to Florida. A tough loss to North Florida to close it out, but we responded well this week in practice. Everybody was pushing themselves each and every day, and the results showed today. Everybody came out dedicated. Everybody was fighting for every single point. Nobody wanted to let anything go, and the fight is all we can ask for.
It was nice to see VALDEMAR get out. He's been sick, so it's nice to see him get a victory like that. And Simon to come out and to win convincingly like he did as a freshman is really, really nice to see as well. There's a lot of high hopes on them and a lot of expectations, and it's just right now I'm just trying to keep us all patient and just trying to understand that it's going to take time to really get us where we want to go.
Start off the day with really good doubles play with Hao Sheng. I mean, just textbook doubles there, just simple. Got a quick win, and then singles, same thing. Made a lot of first serves, put the balls in the court basically, and the guy missed everything.
Our expectations are that we want to be a top 25 team. I know 10 years, this is the best group I've ever had, by far. Best kids, best effort. And so that expectation is bringing a lot of pressure on us. And it's on me as a coach to kind of, hold back a little bit. But in the same sense, I don't want to let opportunities slip. So we had a bad taste in our mouth after last week, and now here we are coming out. We feel good. We're ready for Penn State. We're ready to go take them on.
1, 2, 3, Bulls!
The UB women's tennis team made it 2 for 2 with their own win over Quinnipiac.
They got pushed a little bit today. Quinnipiac came out, they played well, they played tough. They're 49-0 in their conference, I found out today, so they're used to winning. And that's tough at any level to beat a team that is used to doing well. And our girls came out, they fought, they did what they needed to do.
It was a tough match for everyone, I feel like. I was the first one finishing. Even though I finished first, that doesn't mean my match was easier. My opponent tried to win at every score, but I feel like overall we won the energy battle. I feel like we need more matches like this because conference is not going to be easy.
Obviously, our conference is strong. It's tough. They're going to get this type of tennis every weekend. So to see it now and to prepare and get the mindset of, you need to work harder, we need to do more, and you need to, no matter who you step on court with, have the mindset of, I'm going to go after every point and win. You can't react, you have to create.
I feel like it brings a lot of confidence to every single player. And we need to get back at work because West Virginia is going to be really hard.
We got work we need to do this week for sure, but it was revealing, and that's what you need in progression up to big matches. So it was an overall good day at the office.
The UB women are in action later today. A 5 p.m. tip-off on the road at Akron. You can see it on ESPN3. You can hear it on ESPN 1520. The men are back to work on Tuesday night. Final game of their 3-game homestand as the Akron Zips men's team comes to Alumni Arena. That's a 7 o'clock tip-off on ESPN Plus and ESPN 1520. That'll do it for this special edition of the UB Basketball Insider from here at Towne BMW. We'll see you next week on the UB Basketball Insider.